Hey guys, I have been really wanting to film, but it hasn't felt right for like so many different reasons. I feel like lately, like every day things change so much to the point where if I filmed something one day and then I uploaded it the next day, it would already be like different. And even with like all that's going on with the virus, I mean, what day is it? It's Tuesday. Like yesterday was the day that everything sort of like shut down. What are you looking at, Poop? Bug is down here offering her support. But it just like, I don't know, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to like make a video explaining everything that happened, and that makes me so anxious to think about because that would just be like the longest video ever and it wouldn't be fun. And also like what's the point, you know, like at the end of the day all of the details and everything that happened and has happened since my response video. I mean, I've posted since then, but that video was actually filmed like the day before Chad put out his original video about me. And then I put up a video shutting it down, and we've both taken down those videos, and he put up a new video basically saying, yeah, I was an idiot, I was an asshole, and none of what I said is true. He didn't promote it like he promoted his initial video, so there's still people out there thinking I'm an escort and a prostitute, which is whatever. But yeah, I mean, that was 2 weeks ago. And a week ago, yesterday, we were on Extra and E! News, and I'm getting paparazzi'd. Like, what the fuck? Like, who am I to be paparazzi'd, you know? It's just so many things, so many things have happened. And then, I guess, I just want to, like, sit down and talk and not edit this and just sort of, like, say whatever comes to my mind. Specifically, I have like one main thing that I want to talk about. Maybe I can sort of sum everything else up in a really, really vague, short, concise way. But I just don't want to put pressure on myself to like explain everything that's happened and like justify myself to anyone. But I'm getting sort of confused and frustrated by a lot of the messages I'm receiving. Throughout this whole thing, I have gotten so much support and love and people sharing their stories with me. And by the way, if this is like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, probably just don't watch this video because it's just not really gonna make sense. But I got so much support, and honestly, like, in total, over the past month, or almost a month, yeah, it's actually almost been a month since the day Chad was arrested. We were actually supposed to go to court today. It's St. Patrick's Day today. But the courts are, like, shut down. So, it's so crazy. Like, even, like, people that are in jail, a lot of them are being released because of the virus and the spread. And I just read something like literally right before I started filming this that like public schools are probably not going to reopen again until, you know, after summer break, which is so crazy. So crazy. That's the other reason that it's felt weird to film, is that I don't know, I've just been having this like massive internal struggle. Before this became like a pandemic, my internal struggle was more so with like, I don't want the narrative of people thinking that I or we did this for attention to continue, and if I make a video talking about it, isn't that sort of going to perpetuate that narrative? And I don't know, that was a huge struggle for me. But like at the end of the day, I've been doing YouTube since what, 2015? I've been doing this long before any of this happened. I could not have planned any of what ended up happening. I couldn't have planned that Chad would drink. I couldn't have planned that he would black out and do some crazy shit and then go to jail and then come back and fucking, I would have 4 wellness checks, or he would have 4 wellness checks, but the police came to my apartment too. He would be super mad at me the whole week he was back and still drinking because he thought that, I don't know, he was too drunk to really know what was going on. I wouldn't have done any of the interviews that we did. We only did 2 on-camera interviews together, but I wouldn't have done those. Like, I literally didn't email any of the news agencies or reporters or whoever that emailed me that week or those 2 weeks. Like, I didn't reply to anyone because I didn't, that's not what this was about, you know. Even after he like put out his video and like trashed my name, I got so many emails the next morning being like, do you have anything to say to Chad's video, blah blah blah, and I just didn't reply to them because like that's not what this is about at all. Yeah, so that's a whole struggle of like, now that people saw that I went and did these 2 interviews with him, even though it's like, it's almost like they didn't watch the interviews, because if you watch them, it's pretty clear, like, Chad is owning up to what he did. I am saying we're not back together. There's like so many things that would need to happen before we could like be together, like work through things. Like, there's just so much that would need to change, and like he knows that, he's working on it. And like, I don't know, it's weird because everyone immediately, once I did the interviews with him, they were like, oh, you did this for press, you did this for whatever, you guys planned this. Like, trust me, I don't think if we would have like planned something like that, like I don't think we would have actually like gone through and like gone through the motions, you know. Like, I had a lot of my property damaged. I don't think Chad would have gone to jail and had to spend lots of money on getting bailed out and like all of that stuff. Anyway, point is, we didn't fucking do this for press. Like, that was something that actually fucking happened. Yes, I posted the hole in the wall on my story. Honestly, in that moment I was fucking terrified and I didn't know what to do. Like, I think back to that moment and I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to question myself, because when you're in one of those situations, it's really hard to like do what's right, or like, is there even a right thing? I don't know. When you're in one of those situations, you kind of just like panic and do whatever you think could help. And to me, I was like, if he ends up like breaking my door down or breaking in again, like, I want people to know. So I posted it on my story. Anyway, I digress. But I pretty much didn't talk about anything else, except for when he ended up making his video about me. And I just wanted to film my response video to it, because it was like, okay, look, I've shut up about this. I could say a lot, but I'm not going to. But then once he made the video saying I'm an escort, that I was lying to him for 6 months, that I was disappearing and all this weird shit that wasn't true, I wanted to make a video to clear my name, because it was just like, luckily 99% of people saw through that and saw what was happening there. But anyway, and then so there's that whole struggle of me like not knowing really what to say in a comeback video, because like it's clear that, oh hi poo poo, it's clear that we have been talking, hanging out again. Chad, it's funny because he, in his video, or maybe he tweeted it during like the week that we weren't talking or whatever, that I planned all of this to promote my OnlyFans and my TikTok, which is really weird because I don't promote my TikTok. And my OnlyFans I had for probably 3 weeks before this, and like, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, but interestingly, I didn't really promote my OnlyFans throughout this, throughout that, like, probably for a week. And if I did, it was because like I gotta make money. It wasn't like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to get like all of this attention and blah blah blah. Like, no. Like, shit has to go on when you're someone who works in social media and stuff. It's easy for people who don't to be like, oh, she did this because she wanted attention and she wanted her video to get views and blah blah blah. But like, I've been sharing my life on social media since, you know, since I was in college. And you know, actually even before YouTube, like I had my blog for like 2 to 3 years, and my blog somehow was like actually a big thing. Kind of regret getting rid of that, I'm not gonna lie. But like I've always done this. I've always liked to express myself through like writing and filming videos and putting them out there and like connecting with people. I digress. This, like, I understand totally though how like if someone didn't know me at all, or if they did know me, or just like for a short amount of time, how someone could think like, oh, they did this for press. But it's like, no, I've been sharing my life for so long, and honestly I didn't share, like, I want to say like the first like month or two of our relationship, we would like film or like occasionally film or post about each other, but after that like I stopped because I didn't really want to share my relationship at all. So it wasn't exploitative on either end. At least like this wasn't planned, like that wasn't the intention. Like, yeah, he tried to exploit me by making his video, but whatever. And then also it just doesn't feel right. Oh, hold for my ice machine. Hi! Are you being a ham? You being a little ham? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ow! Don't bite me. It hasn't felt right, cause, hey. Oh no, you about to start to, ow! Get out of here, bro. Hey, hey, hey! Oh god. Sometimes she just randomly sinks her teeth into me and it hurts so bad. Can you not? Go find your, Go find a toy and I'll throw it for you. I'm gonna find a hair tie for her. Go get your toy and I'll throw it for you. Okay? Why are you purring as you're like attacking me? This is confusing. Ah! Ow! Fuck. God damn it. Anyway, it feels weird and wrong to promote stuff that I'm working on. Mainly I've been doing OnlyFans lately. That has been my venture at the moment because it just really took off, honestly, in a way that I didn't expect. And I'm like in the top 1% of creators now, which is crazy, but also like, I mean, if you look at like Trisha, she's in the top 0.01%. So really I have like, you know, 100 or so places to go before I'm like at the top. But honestly, I didn't expect to get where I am now, and it's only been a month. And then obviously Chad and I just, a week ago, created our joint OnlyFans, and that is doing super well. Like, it's about to like pass both of our individual ones, which he made an OnlyFans after this whole thing happened, so just kind of ironic. And I'm not throwing shade because he knows that. Ow, I just like bit my tongue in a really weird way. Yeah, he knows he like kind of like talks shit on me for that, and then like immediately after started one. What are you gonna do? He needed money. I think he had been thinking about it. I don't know. Anyway, that along with even it's like been hard for me to like film Patreon videos. I don't know why. I guess like I just have so many mental barriers up right now. And like with uploading YouTube video, with posting on Instagram, I feel like with everything that's going on with the virus and now how we're all, you know, essentially like quarantined. Like, yeah, there's like stores open and stuff, but yesterday was the day like all the gyms closed, all the like non-essential places closed. I mean, even like court is something you would think would be like, oh, it's still gonna be open, but like no, Chad's court was canceled this morning. So in that sense, like, I don't know how to explain it, because it's like, if you work like from home or for yourself, or do something similar to what I do, or more so like do something similar to where like you're out there in the public eye, you'd probably understand this. It just doesn't feel right, because number one, it feels like, well, if I'm posting and I'm not talking directly about everything that's happening, and I'm not being like an advocate, and I'm not, you know, having like important conversations, then I might come off as like insensitive, and like I'm like selfish, or like not caring about what's going on in the world. And then on the flip side, I feel so bad, because so many fucking people like aren't working right now, and I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of people post about how like their employer, you know, emailed them or whatever and said like, oh, like your pay will be covered during this time. But I'm sure, especially like, you know, small businesses and, you know, people who own their own shit, people that aren't under like a large corporation with lots of money, like you can't just pay their employees when they're not working, and like they're not making money either. I don't know, there's like, it's so crazy to me how, I mean, it's just like, it's really sad, because like it is necessary to like slow like the spread of the virus. And I don't even want to get into it really, because like y'all know, it is necessary and it is important. And like fuck, it's so fucking frustrating when people are saying like, it's just like, you know, like it's just a fever and a cough, and like even if I get it, I don't care, or it's not going to affect me or like my kids or my family or my whatever. And it's just so frustrating, because it's like, do you understand, like there are so many people that are at such a high risk of like, if they contract it, like having complications, dying. And then if they do have complications, like maybe there's not enough what is the word I'm looking for? Just doctors, you know what I mean? Like medical professionals, staff, like space, beds in a hospital to even like treat them. So it's just frustrating that people are like, oh my god, like the gym is closed, like, huh, am I gonna keep my gains? Or like, oh my god, I can't even go to the movies, I can't even go to Urban Outfitters. Like, shut the fuck up and stay inside, or you know what, go outside and like go for a run, or like go do some fucking push-ups, or whatever the fuck it is that people do to work out these days. Like shop online. It's just so frustrating, because it's like we are literally all in this together. If people don't care about it, which I know a lot of people don't, I just can't, I can't grasp that. Like I fully understand the feeling of like it being frustrating and like a little bit anxiety provoking to know that I can't just like go to a coffee shop and get my work done, or go to the gym, or go to like most places right now. A lot of them are closed. I like had a couples massage booked a couple days ago, and they ended up like being closed, and I'd already paid for it, and it was just sort of like oh well, like yeah, it's like an inconvenience and whatever. I don't know, I'm getting like off on a tangent now, but I mean that's what this video was gonna be. Is Bug in the frame? She's just like going ham on her foot. Ma'am? This video is gonna be sort of like just like a stream of consciousness, but like I want to make sure I hit on one thing that sort of I just feel like is important. But yeah, it blows my mind how people think that like I shouldn't get into that. But then like logically I know that it doesn't mean that someone's being insensitive because they post a photo or a video online during this time, you know. It's weird because, like, we're all fucking, like, quarantined, you know, for the most part. We need, like, entertainment now more than ever. There's people that do YouTube, people that do porn, people that write. I don't know, anything that's sort of like you can consume in the comfort of your own home type of thing, or something that is like a distraction. The people like that, which I would categorize myself into, I guess, yeah, I definitely would. Like, a lot of what I do is that, like, that's a role, you know, like, that's a role in society, and, like, call it, like, an entertainer or what have you, but, like, not only are people gonna be, like, at home and wanting to sort of distract themselves or, like, immerse themselves into something else. So, like, this is, if you're, like, a creative, or if you're someone who makes videos or puts yourself out there in any way, like, don't feel bad about posting things or sharing unrelated things to whatever is happening in the world right now, because, like, if you're watching this right now, even if you're still here, I'm assuming, like, you didn't come here to watch, like, what is the word? Like, a press conference for the fucking coronavirus. Oh my god. I'm wearing a Corona shirt. Oh my god, that's so kind of fucked up, but, like, not, because I literally didn't think about it. I just shaved my legs in the bathtub, and then I just, like, put on a shirt and some shorts. I'm sorry, this is not supposed to be ironic. Anyway, like, distracting yourselves, or, you know, sort of like the purpose that, like, reality TV serves, like, it's important. Like, you don't want to just be, like, so heavy all the time, and, like, even right now, like, I don't even want to open my Twitter because everything I see is just, like, sad, or, like, makes me unnecessarily anxious. You know, like, I have the information, I know what I should be doing, I know what we all should be doing. I don't need to read, like, all these, like, I don't know. It doesn't make me necessarily feel good. So in these times, these are the times where I am like, I just need to, you know, I need to put on a fucking Jenna Marbles video, or I need to put on a Trisha Paytas video if I'm, you know, in that mind state. It's like, I just need to, like, decompress and relax and, like, consume something that has nothing to do with anything serious or anything that's gonna make me anxious, you know? So I'm saying, like, if you're someone like me who makes content, or even if, you know, you post on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, like, don't feel bad about it, okay? You're not, I don't think you're being insensitive unless you're like, oh, am I bleeding? I am bleeding because bug scratched me. See that shit? No, you can't really see it. Unless you're, like, I don't know, most places are closed now, but, like, if you were, like, TikToking from the gym today, I would probably be like, okay, sir, please stop. But you're not, just don't feel like you're being insensitive. And you know what? I wish I could really take my own advice, but I still am in, like, I'm still amidst, like, this, like, mental struggle of, like, whatever I'm gonna talk about in this video, because this video was sort of, like, update about, like, the Chad situation, and also, like, this is why I feel weird about talking about this. Like, both reasons I feel weird about talking about this, and I feel anxious about it. Like, it just felt like, who fucking cares, you know? We're literally amidst a pandemic. Like, why am I gonna make a video updating you on, like, what's happening with my ex or whatever? Like, why are we still talking? Why are we doing all, like, who cares, you know? That's like what I'm mostly telling myself in my head. But then on the flip side, it's like, no, people still need, like, their routine. Like, if you follow someone, you want to keep seeing their lives. You don't, like, it doesn't always have to be about whatever is seriously going on in the world. Like, sometimes we just need a distraction. Anyway, I'm saying all of this mostly to, like, convince myself that it's okay to post content, because it just feels, every time I post like an Instagram story saying like swipe up to check out my OnlyFans, I'm like, I don't want people to think that I like don't care, or like that I don't know. And it doesn't make sense because like I'm doing it from the comfort of my home, you know. I'm being respectful of people, like I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at, and why I didn't post really for, when was the last time I posted my vegan Rice Krispies video? I don't know, probably like a week and a half ago. And I have like 3 sponsored things filmed, and I kept emailing them being like, can we extend this more? Can we extend this? Because like it just hasn't felt right. And so that's kind of why I just wanted to like sit down and talk, and just sort of, I don't know, not feel like I'm sitting down to film a video because I'm going to clear up everything that happened, and why am I still talking to Chad, and what actually happened with all of that, and like what's going on, because that's a lot of anxiety, to be honest, and there's still a lot of uncertainty, and like also just so much has happened that like I feel like that would be the longest video on the planet. Speaking of, oh, it sounded like someone was coming up my stairs outside. And you know, I maybe I'll still make that video sort of explaining like, why are we talking again, what's going on, what happened. I mean, you guys know like what happened, at least with like the arrest situation. Like whatever I told you, whatever you fucking read online, I don't know, like that's what happened. But sorry. I just want to sort of talk about something. Is this about to stop? I don't want this to stop recording. Ouch, I think it's gonna stop in a second. Okay, so last Monday, so like a week and a day ago, I went with Chad and did a couple of interviews. One was for E-Online, I think. Fuck, I can't remember. And another one was for Extra. And also later that day we did like a phone interview with Fox. And that day we were like in communication with like US Weekly. I don't know. After like my week of not doing any press because I didn't want to. But when the videos came out, or the interviews came out of me and Chad talking about things together, I got, and I'm still getting, some messages, comments, not a lot, it's still like seriously like overwhelmingly positive. There's a loud plane outside. Not a lot, but the comment, like the thing that people have said to me, a few people, that is really like actually bothering me, because messages like, here, let me find one in my requests. You need to get shot at this point, and your boyfriend needs to get bad thing that I'm not going to say, with a knife and a blah 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 while you watch, you stupid cunt. Stuff like that, I don't give a fuck. I actually don't even give a fuck about like most mean messages, and I don't really get a lot. However, the messages that I've gotten that are from women, it's mostly, from what I have seen, I think, women that are like older than me, or maybe my age, I don't know, are people telling me like, let me see if I can find one. There's just people saying like I'm stupid. Let me just like quickly read a couple that I just find. You should have never went back to Chad. That was a big mistake. Good luck to you. Also, by the way, never anywhere did it say that we were back together. Like, in fact, in the interviews, I said, like, we're not back together. There's so much that would need to happen. Whatever. He would need to get help for alcohol and all of these things. So, anyway, that's just, like, assumptions. I've totally lost respect. Oh, wait. You're so dramatic. 1 minute you're showing abuse. It's pathetic. I've totally lost respect for you. No longer want to follow your antics. It was all for attention. He needs help, and if you give him another chance, so do you. This is the one that I was actually looking for. Back with your abusive boyfriend. Act like a real woman and move on. You're a disgrace to women that are abused. Let's see. You should have never went back to Chad. Okay, well, not that one, but this one. I really felt bad for all you went through, but in the end, you basically stayed with him and stuff. Like, this makes you look stupid, sis. No disrespect, just trying to tell you what it looks like from an outside point of view from someone that's went through abuse and violence. You have zero self-worth for yourself. This girl, February 24th, which was the day that, like, I think he was arrested, she sent me, like, a nice message saying, like, I hope you're safe, blah, blah, blah. March 10th, it must have been when our interviews came out. You stupid, stupid girl. Watch those videos again from last month to remind yourself why you don't want to be with him. Come on. God, you're a silly little girl. I guess that's your brand. People saying that there's this one message in specific that I'm looking for, and I can't find it right now because holy fuck. It might have even been an email, honestly. I don't remember, but saying all of those messages that I just read, by the way, the person had messaged me, like, previously, before my interviews with Chad came out, like, telling me, like, their story and telling me how they've been in an abusive relationship and they understand, blah, blah, blah. And then they come and say, oh, you're back with him? Like, you make real abuse survivors, like, look dumb, and you're making yourself look dumb. And it's so frustrating because speaking purely from, like, their point of view, like, obviously no one except for Chad and myself, in some cases just myself because he was drunk, know what has happened between us. So just speaking purely, like, from an outside perspective, if you're someone who's gone through abuse and you see a public couple, public figures in a relationship, the dude gets arrested for domestic abuse, and then a week or two later they're doing an interview, or even, let's just go all out and say that they're back together, because that's what a lot of people were assuming, and you see that they're back together, you're really gonna message the girl, or you're really gonna think to yourself, wow, she's so dumb, she makes people who are actually abused, like, look dumb. Especially if you're claiming that you've been in an abusive relationship, because if you had, then you would know that there's a lot more to it than just going back to the person that you're with. Trauma bonding, actual, like, fear for your life or someone else's life if there's, like, a threat. To call the person who is the victim in the situation stupid for getting back with the abuser is just, I get it from, like, people who haven't experienced it, people who are not woke, okay? But if you're gonna tell me that you've been in an abusive relationship and you understand what happens and you understand how they convince you and gaslight you and it's like this cycle, and then you're gonna come back and message me, oh my god, you got back with him? Like, you're so stupid, you make real abuse survivors look stupid. I'm sure you got back with your abusive ex after something happened and you broke up, because it's not just, like, there is no logic. I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm intelligent. I'm a very intelligent person. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's not logic at all. There's so much more than that. And, like, if you're claiming, I understand it from people who don't know, okay? Like, I still think it's weird to just message someone and, like, put in like, your 2 cents of, like, you're stupid, you look dumb. Like, I could never, don't understand that. But I understand if they've never been in that situation, how they would think, oh my god, like, she's so dumb, she went back with him after that. But if you're telling me that you've been in an abusive relationship, and then when you see that a couple is back together after abuse, and again, I'm speaking from, like, the outside perspective, like, oh, this guy got arrested for domestic abuse, 2 weeks later, they're back together. And then your thought is gonna be, oh my god, she's dumb, she's making real abuse victims look stupid. Like, I can't understand that. Like, if you've actually been through abuse and you've been in an abusive relationship, how do you not know that, like, that's literally how it works? It would be great if, like, everyone could just cut and run, but for a lot of people that's not the case, and a lot of times it's not even an option, or you're so scared to leave, you're so scared to get out of the relationship, or like stay out of it after something like that happens, or maybe you're scared for like yourself physically, or you're so like emotionally fucked up that you're like, oh my god, I like need this person, you know? Like, there's so much that could be going on, and I get it, like, we've put stuff out there somewhat. I mean, most of the info honestly came from like the police reports. I think like the police would talk to like TMZ and shit like that. Shit like that. But it's still like, if you've been in an abusive relationship, you should be the one that's like at least empathetic and like understanding that, like, hey, maybe this person doesn't want to be with the other person, but maybe that's just where they're at right now, and maybe I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it, because I have been in an abusive relationship before, okay? And I'm not talking about my relationship with Chad. I was stuck in that shit for I would say 10% of the relationship was good. We're chilling. 90% I was stuck in like, holy shit, I need to be out of this. I'm like terrified for my life, and also like my mental health, because like I feel like I'm going crazy. The amount of times that we broke up and got back together and broke up and got back together, but like I wanted to just escape, but I couldn't, because I literally couldn't. I don't know, it's just, it's so frustrating. Like, if you're saying that you've been in an abusive relationship, how do you not understand? How do you not understand? And I'm not even saying like that's what's happening right now, but I'm saying like from an outside perspective, if that's what you see, how are you gonna call me stupid and say that I make real abuse victims look dumb? It's like, that's exactly what happens. Like, people get abused and then they end up back with their abuser for a myriad of reasons. Like, you're gonna call them stupid? I don't know. Like, if you've been in that situation, why didn't you just leave your abuser? Like, why would you have been in that situation? I don't get it. Like, after the first time someone like emotionally or physically abused you, why wouldn't you just leave? Because like a lot of the stories were like, oh, I was with this person for X amount of years and blah blah blah, and this happened, and the gaslighting and the cycles of this and that and love bombing and blah blah blah. And then like they come back a week later and they're like, you look stupid, you're making us look stupid. Like, you did the same thing, or you're doing the same thing. Like, I don't understand that. And I'm sorry I'm getting heated. That's probably like the only thing that I will get heated about with this, because I fully understand the people that are saying we did this for press or we planned it, though it would kind of be impossible to plan something like that. But I still understand that, like, thinking that, especially if you don't know me, or you're like, it was mostly younger people who would say that, whatever. But I cannot wrap my head around, I felt bad for you when you were going through this, but now that you're back and talking to him again, you're stupid. Like, You just told me a week ago that you were on and off with your husband or your boyfriend or whoever who was abusing you, and like, I don't know. That's the thing that I'm just like, you need to calm down, because like, you're supposed to be the person who is spreading awareness, and or at least being an advocate for people who are going through abuse, and understanding that like, it is a cycle, and it is like, there's so much mindfuckery that happens, you know? And there's also just like real things that, I don't know. I should stop talking. This is probably gonna be hell long. I can't see how long this is recording because my freaking cord is in the way. Okay. Oh, ow. Oh, speak of the devil. Well, I didn't want to edit this video, so I'll probably stop because I have to go. If you guys do want to know sort of more of what happened and like what is happening, I don't have a problem with talking about that. Like I said in like the beginning of this video, it just, I'm really like battling myself in my head. I swear I turned off my ice maker before I start filming and it doesn't stop. Which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there's just the battle with like, the battle of not wanting it to be like a thing that's like exploitative, and then also just like, I don't want to seem insensitive. Like, people are, you know, it's a fucking pandemic, you know? But like, we still gotta be entertained, you know? We still gotta be entertained. We still gotta be able to disconnect from reality. We still gotta be able to, I mean, when you're anxious or when you're stressed or whatever it is that you feel that's unpleasant, like, do you sometimes just want to like turn on a YouTube video or like a movie or TV or whatever it is? Like, there's things like that that just have to be sort of mindless, you know? And so I want to be able to contribute to that, and I want to be able to do that and not feel like it's insensitive, because I'm not sitting here talking about like ways to prevent the spread of coronavirus, or like, you know what I mean? I hope you guys know what I mean, and I hope I'm making sense. And I hope that if you're one of those people that's like, oh my god, this is so annoying, like, who cares? Like, they're just blown out of proportion and blah blah blah, and like, it's not even that bad anyway. You know what? Maybe it is blown out of proportion. I'm not saying it is. I think it's kind of important and imperative to like slow the spread. But even if it is being blown out of proportion, like, would you not rather be safe than sorry? And also, like, do you not know any like older people or like people whose immune systems are compromised? Like, my immune system is super compromised. Like, grandparents, like, this is a serious thing. Like, treat it as such and stop being selfish and being like, there's, okay, I will say I haven't had toilet paper in like 10 days, but you know what, it's kind of ridiculous when I go to the store like every day to check and it's not there. It's just sort of like, why are y'all buying all the toilet paper? But at the end of the day, like, I have other resources. I got napkins, you know, so I'm not gonna like actually complain about it. But it's just, you're not the only person on the planet, you know? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm sure that's none of you guys. I'm sure that's just like certain people that I see running their mouths on the internet like, oh my god, it doesn't affect me or my kids. Oh my god, it doesn't affect me. I'm not gonna, even if I get it, it's not gonna matter. Like, it'll just be like a cold. Like, bitch, do you not understand? Like, do you not understand that your actions have consequences? I would insert that vine if I was editing this video, but I'm not. Also, sorry that I'm not editing this. It's probably like, there's probably like a lot of likes and ums and whatever other weird quirks that I have that I'm not aware of, because whenever I do these videos, I don't watch them back. No. No. Don't like to watch myself back at all. But anyway, you check out my OnlyFans. Just kidding. I'm not gonna promote that in this video. I just did, but I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. I just want to get back to like vlogging, and like maybe it could be interesting to vlog while we're like under quarantine, and like day in my life during a pandemic challenge. ASMR pandemic. Oh my god. As I'm saying, I don't want to be coming off as insensitive. I don't know. You know, I want to get back to like being able to distract you guys and make you laugh, or maybe make you like, oh my god, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. Do you see that? Anyway, I'm doing a naked podcast tonight. That also seemed like it was like really out of left field, because it was. Okay. Leave nice comments, or don't leave them, or whatever. I don't delete comments, so I'll see them. What? Okay, bye.